Welcome to the Adulting Podcast. I'm Zach Peter, a naturally platinum blonde podcaster, author, and sassy self-improvement addict spewing all those burning questions you're too afraid to ask.
And I'm Abigail Fraher, an unfiltered boss babe, daylighting as a lifestyle guru, stirring the pot on social issues. We're here to help you look cute,
Live well,
work hard,
and stay woke.
Together,
let's conquer adulting. Welcome to Adulting, everybody. What's going on? I'm Zach Peter.
And I'm Abigail Fraher.
How you doing, boo?
I'm good. I'm in tropical Cleveland, so it's great. Slurping my coffee.
I love your Cleveland book in the back.
I know. Do you like that product placement?
Yes. I was like, wow, wherever you're sitting, it's just set up for the camera.
It literally is. And there's these massive, I'm at my friend's apartment. She lives in a factory that was like refurbished. And so there's huge factory windows. So, like, I'm not even using any lighting right now. It's just all the natural lighting from the windows. And I'm like, I might need to come here every day to film.
I would love to do that. But my windows are like placed in like the not most convenient place.
Yeah. I moved the chair slightly. I angled
is the
it,
best.
you know.
How was your weekend? Are you ready? This is our Halloween episode. Are you ready?
I literally have never been more prepared for Halloween in my life. Like, when I tell you, I did the most yesterday for fall because I came here just because I wanted to have some fall time.
Yeah.
We went to like 4 different places, all these like local family-owned businesses, and did like everything. Like, we picked out pumpkins, we picked out apples, we went on a hayride, we got lunch, like we did a fall like walk through, we did these big fall slides like down into a corn maze.
Fun.
Like, it was the most. So yeah, I'm super ready for Halloween.
Did you post on Instagram? How did I not see any of this?
Yes, it's in my story.
Okay. I probably
was. But you were busy yesterday carving pumpkins, so.
I carved all the pumpkins, all 25 of them. It's so funny. Some people actually, I posted on my Instagram a photo of me like Martha Stewart with all of these all these carved jack-o'-lanterns, and I said that I did it all by myself, and some people actually believed me.
But they're like, you did? No way.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Absolutely not, no.
I'm like, you guys, that was a joke.
I don't know. My mom, my cousin actually came into town too, and so my mom was carving pumpkins with them last night. I never carved one. I don't love carving pumpkins.
Yeah.
I like eating the pumpkin seeds, but
I don't like carving pumpkin. I don't remember the last time I carved a pumpkin, to be honest.
Yeah. Was it fun though? What does yours look like?
I did not make one at all.
Oh, you didn't do any.
I didn't do any. I literally don't remember the last time I carved a pumpkin. I just can't do it with that shitty little knife, and you're trying to do it like it just.
Yeah.
I was watching other grown adults try to do it, and I was like, I don't need to relive that right now. I did it as a child, and that little fucking knife that bends, I was like, I ain't got time for that. Good luck, guys.
Well, they looked great.
Thank you. I worked very hard on them. So since it is Halloween, and I thought it would be fun, or we thought it would be fun to do like a ghosting episode where we share some of our scariest ghosting stories with you guys, and hopefully show you that, 1, we're just as terrible at dating as you are, and 2, that you can survive ghosting.
Yeah, and like what's kind of fucking sad is that we could make a whole episode off of talking about ghosting because it's that real. Like, ghosts exist, people. They exist.
They exist. What is your dating life currently like? Because you're like in New York.
It. We haven't done a dating episode in so long.
We've been just like hardcore politics it's been like politics and spirituality. And I was like, we haven't talked about sucking dick in a while.
Right. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I sucked dick too. So like, I don't know. We're right on par there. Like, fuck. But my dating life is it was stagnant for a minute, and it's kind of cool because like now I'm okay with the fact that I did take like a full break from men.
How long was your break?
I mean, there were like 2 like situations in between the break that like I don't know if I want to name names, but as a whole, I would say maybe about 13 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So like
That's
that I like wasn't
break.
even talking to men. Like, I didn't have time. Like, I'm on Raya and I'm on Hinge, and I was just like, I don't know. And then I would talk to someone for a second and I'm just like over it. Like I just really focus on like career, work, all those things. But now I am back dating.
Okay. You're back on? So were the apps deleted altogether?
I had them. I just was never. I literally just never went on them. But I'm back on there. I went on a date. I'm back. I'm in New York right now mostly. So I was like, I need to like see what this is like here. It's so different.
What's the difference between guys in LA and guys in New York?
So you get like as many actors as you get in LA, you get that like I'm in finance in New York. Like that's what it is. It's just like more not legitimate, but just more like structured. I feel like the jobs in New York.
Yeah.
It's not as, I mean, obviously there's artistic jobs and things like that, but I would say as a whole, it's like, oh, I'm in finance or, oh, I have this profession, but it's all like high end profession. Like I'm a lawyer. That's, I think the most difference is, but.
Well, that's nice because that means they have a paycheck and they're not waiting tables.
Right. Which again, I'm totally fine with that. That's kind of a requirement.
I love New York guys, to be honest. I know some people hate that. I am a sucker for a New York guy.
Why is that?
I just think they have a different.
They're nicer.
I just think they have a different energy that's just like very like they know what they want. They don't fuck around. And like with me, like with guys in LA, because like most of I live and date in LA. So all of my ghosting stories are going to be about the shitty guys in LA that don't know how to communicate. Right. Whereas a New York guy will come in, he'll say, I want to take you for a drink and then I want to go upstairs and fuck you. And I'll be like, okay, I respect that because you're very honest. We're to the point.
What's going on.
And you're not going to tell me you want to marry me in 6 months and then just not text me back the next morning.
Right. I have really funny ghosting stories. I drove my friend to the airport this morning and she's like, what are you guys talking about on the episode? And I was like, oh, we're talking about ghosting. She goes, oh my God, should I be your special guest? She's like, that happens all the time.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say? So you're dating, you went on a date the other day, didn't you?
Went on a date the other day. It was like really great. I don't know if the person listens to this, so I don't want to like fully, you know what, fuck it, full disclosure. So went on the date. It was great. Like we had the conversation was wonderful. We were there for 3 hours. It never got dull. We just went to get wine. And it was great. It was fun time, had a great time, went home. And then like, he's just really nice. Mm-hmm. He's really nice, which it's not a bad thing. I'm very much like, if I'm not with you, just leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like you, but because like that's how that's how I operate. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to text you, especially when we've been on one date, and I don't like circular conversation. And so I feel like good morning, good night. Like I don't like that stuff because it makes me feel so like on top of depth. Like, yeah. I don't know. So that happened for the next few days after. And I would just like wait a little while, or I really was caught up in work. And like, he has a crazy busy job. So I can't even use the excuse of like work's really busy because like his job is insane. And if he's taking time to text me, like I can be like, oh, it's so busy. I couldn't hit you up. So my thing's just like, I just don't enjoy conversation. My friend's like, there's something wrong with you. And I was like, listen, I prefer texting over phone calls, but I also prefer just not talking over texting.
So do you see it going somewhere, or is this like a hot minute fun time?
No, we're going to have another date. We're going to like hang out when I get back. But I kind of think I waited like 9 hours to text him back yesterday.
Okay.
And then I sent like one like massive text and was like, hey, like, I hope your Saturday was great. I've been busy. Like I've been out with my family. And again, like we don't have enough history, or I don't know. We haven't spent enough time together to be able to just like casually text back and forth.
Yeah, I got that.
That's all.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but.
Are you in the place where you want to date somebody, or you want to be in a relationship?
Yeah. I just think now I'm like super picky.
Yeah. Which is good.
Like it, not even at a point of like, oh, if you have blonde hair, fuck no. Like that's not what I'm saying with picky. I just mean like if something feels a little, and again, it's always going to be a little weird in the beginning.
Yeah.
And like this could not even be him. Like he might actually hate texting, but he's doing it because he thinks that's what I want. Because I feel like that's what a lot of females want. So No, I do want to date. I'm ready to date. I'm ready to like meet somebody. Like I would like to, like my goal is not ever like marriage, but it's like long-term commitment works for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you? Are you like just enjoying like dating around or what's going on with you? Because you got serious this summer a little.
No. We'll talk about that. But I am not dating or talking to anybody right now. I deleted the apps. I told myself like from now until the rest of the year, I'm not going to be dating. It's funny. I was supposed to do this fucking show for Quibi where I was going to talk about all of this. And then Quibi just announced that they're shutting down. They only survived like 6 months. So that show ended up getting canceled. But I decided to go on a cock block for the next 3 months through the end of the year. And so I'm not having sex. I'm not talking to guys. I mean, occasionally I get like guys that'll slide into like my DMs and, you know, I'll flirt a little back just because, you know, I like the little ego stroke. But I'm not like seriously, I'm not going on any dates right now. I'm not like doing anything with any guys right now. I'm really just kind of doing me. And you know what? It's been so fucking great.
Isn't it? Like, that's what I mean, dude. Like the 13 months.
My bank account is moving up. Opportunities are opening up. I think what I realized is that, like, I was approaching dating. One, it was a distraction from the shit that I needed to handle. Which I guess I was treating dating the way some people will go to, you know, the bottle, or some people will go to like, you know, a hit of a Xanax or whatever the case may be. I was using it as like an escape, and when I was going into dating, I was coming at it with like this unconsciously or unaware with this desperation of like, I want to be in a commitment. I don't want to date around just for the sport of it. I want to actually, you know, invest in this and have it go somewhere. And I realized that it was just coming off too strong. And but like, I mean, that's kind of just who I am. I'm a very, like, when I do things, I come off and I like, you know, I don't half-ass it. I want to do it and I want to go all the way with it. But I just decided like, I need to like, make sure I'm in a place where I don't feel like I need to be in a relationship or I need to be with anybody. I need to be happy with where I'm at right now. And then, you know, we can find somebody to bring into the bedroom later. But at least for the foreseeable future, no dick.
I love that. And I think too, a lot of times when people do date, again, I've never been a serial dater. I have to say, like, that's the one part of my life that I think I've always been super like healthy with. Maybe a little bit unhealthy in the sense that like I just want to focus on me and like focus on my career, because when you look at it, like dating takes a lot of time away.
It does.
Like some of my friends that are going out, you know, 3 nights a week with a different guy to see like if it's gonna work. I'm like, those 3 nights a week could be spent like, imagine all those hours you spend swiping through apps, like just wasting time and going on dates where you're never gonna see anyone again. Like if those hours were all put towards something productive, imagine where you would be. And like my whole thing is I'm going to meet somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm even going to meet them on an app. I don't necessarily love apps or know that they're for me, but I know I'm going to meet someone. So why fucking stress out and put myself behind in my career when I can use that time to be doing something that I know the outcome's going to be amazing?
Because I feel like with dating apps right now, like we're looking for that validation. We're looking for that like swipe right, you know, boom screen that we think is going to like give us some sort of, you know, something. And really all it means is that some person thought your 4 filtered photos were cute, you know, which is no different from like a like on Instagram.
But I hate that. Don't put a filtered photo on.
I agree.
Or if you have one filtered photo, like have it at the end or something. Like keep the filters off.
They cannot all be
dating
Snapchat
profile.
filters. Yeah.
Enough dogs. We're good.
Yeah, no, enough dogs. Like that ended like 2 years ago. But yeah, I feel like we use dating apps to like feed the ego more than we use them to actually like are curious to date. And then if we have a day where we don't get any quality matches, then we're like, oh, what does that say about me? Whereas I'm just like, you know what? If it's meant to be, I'm gonna get a shoe caught in the middle of the street, and I'm like J-Lo, and then a man's just gonna come and save me from a swooping truck. When it's time, it's time.
Those stilettos. You're gonna start wearing those stilettos around, huh, to find that man?
Yeah. I keep falling, but nobody's catching me.
No, but I agree. And I also think like, where was I going with this? Oh my gosh. Oh, my app. I have it set like super specific.
Okay.
And like, it sounds vain, but it's not because of vanity. Like I have like 6'2" and up. I have, and like Hinge lets you pick ethnicities as well. So I have it down to like 3 ethnicities as well, because those would be like, I think, ideal physically.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's all I'm into, but I think, and my friend's like, dude, 6'2" and over, what's wrong with you? You're cutting so many people out. And I'm like, I understand that. However, I think if I have my parameters really small, I'm going to get less opportunities. But I think the opportunities I do get, or not the opportunities, but the people I do get, like, it's going to be easier. Like, I'm just not one of those people that's ever going to go on 2 or 3 dates a week. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. I feel like we need to normalize, like, it's okay to be picky. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's okay to know what you want and then to ask for what you want. Like, I'm like, I don't need
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't need to be, going out with every, Joe, Dick, and Harry. Like, I've done that. I've done Joe, Dick, and Harry 3 times over. Like, I don't need to do it again. And I've done that, where I've dated for the sport and I've dated all different types of guys just for, the experience of it. And I think that that's important to do, especially in your 20s, get it all out there, test all of the Baskin Robbins flavors. And then as you start to figure out what you like and what you want, then you can start to narrow that scope. I mean, it's like nobody says go to college and study 8 different, fields and then get a degree in all 8 of those. Like, it's like, no, you're allowed to pick a direction that you want to go in. And then, as you go, continue to narrow that road.
100%. Fully agree.
So when was the last time you were ghosted?
So I was ghosted last
night.
Last May.
Okay.
Was it May? No. Oh my God. It was last. Yeah, it was last May. It was last May by an NHL player.
Like ghosted, like physically ghosted, or like over text? Like what happened?
So we met at this club. This is probably the first problem in Orange County.
Okay.
My friend and I had went to a concert, and then we were going to the after party, obviously. And I randomly we're just walking to a table, and his friend was like, "Hey, you guys, come sit with us. Like, do you have a table?" And we're like, "No, we're just gonna go to the stage, But I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So it's a group of guys. They're all super friendly, and we're just all chatting, and I don't even know what the conversation got on to. But I found out he played hockey, professionally.
Okay.
And he played for the Rangers. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But he was so not my type. He had red, auburnish brown hair. Not a redhead, but definitely not what I normally go for.
Okay.
And he's Caucasian, he's a hockey player, so he's a stacked dude, and I'm like, you're fucking hot, and I don't know why I thought he was so hot, and had a great time, hung out after, but we spent the whole evening together.
Okay.
And he was holding my hand, and it was super cute, and we were in the Uber, he paid for the whole table, pulled out his black card and handled everything, got us all a black car Uber. And my friend had was hanging out with one of his friends who played golf professionally. And we're sitting in the car, and he's spilling his life out to me. And it was really sweet. It wasn't drunken vomit. Yeah. And I was I'm obsessed with this guy. I've never felt like that in my life. Where I've first met someone and I've been I'm obsessed with you. And so I was oh my God, this guy's awesome. He's so cool. He has a great job. He's kind. It was just really sweet. And so we had been texting back and forth, and he was very I'm really into you. I want to see you again. Da 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 da. And I'm never like that with people. It takes me a minute to get comfortable with people. And so I was okay, cool. Let's meet up. And he was going to drive up from Orange County, and we had a whole date set. And then I texted him that day, and I literally talked to him the night before. Texted him that day. I was hey, just confirming we're still on for today. Didn't hear from him. And I was like, oh my God, what's going, like, this is weird. And I was like, maybe he's at practice, whatever. And so then I hit him up later that evening and I was like, hey, like, are we still on for 9? Didn't hear from him. And I was like, fuck this. So like, I like was over it, but he was still watching all my stories on Instagram.
That's the worst when they.
So we followed each other. And I was like, what the fuck? And so then I was like, I actually was like upset, which is weird because I normally that doesn't like this whole situation was so out of the blue for my normal character.
Yeah.
I like told my friends, I was like, you guys, like, I really liked him. And that sounds crazy. And like, when you guys say shit like that, I'm always like, you don't even know him. You're fucking crazy. And I was like, I really vibed with him. And I was like upset about it. Find out he had a fucking girlfriend the whole time.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
no.
I know. So I was like, what a fucking skis. Shocking.
Yeah. That's happened to me so many times, not with hockey players, but just with guys that I don't find out are married or have kids until like, I'm leaving the bed. But I can't.
Which has got to be so different for you because it's closeted.
Yeah.
Like, are there a lot of people that are closeted?
Yeah. It's almost like I would say 80% of the people I attract are these straight, more closeted men.
Okay.
And this is why I kind of needed to cut myself off from dating because it was that same story of like, I've decided I want to do this now. And, I want to go down this road. Like there were so many guys that I really liked because they were telling me all of the things that I wanted to hear and making you feel like, oh, you're the one that's going to open me up to this whole new world. And now I'm just like, it's not my fucking job to like, roll out the fucking gay pride fucking rainbow parade. First of all, I don't like rainbows. And I know that's terrible of me to say, but I think rainbows are so tacky. But it's not my job to roll out the rainbow carpet for you and welcome you to the club, homie. Like figure your shit out, go to therapy and then call me.
100%. When's the last time you were ghosted?
It was the guy that I was talking to that I was really into at the beginning of all the quarantine shit. The one that I thought was actually going to go somewhere.
Okay.
So we had been talking for a minute. And so we went on quite a few like Zoom dates because it was the beginning. Everyone's like, we can't see each other. And, it was like, so I was going on quite a few different Zoom dates with different guys because like I was home all the time and it was easy to be like, what are you doing tonight? Oh, nothing. I'm at home. Oh, you're at home. What a coinkydink. I'm at home too. Let's have a drink tonight. So I was doing a lot of those. And then we matched on Bumble. He made the first move. And then we had our first date, which went very well. And then we kind of just like kept talking, like talked all day, every day over text message, had a few dates after. I think we even did like a Netflix date where like you can do the thing where you're both watching the Netflix show at the same time and then you can like talk back and forth.
Okay.
It was like a Netflix like, add-on or something. Cool. It was something that was added in during quarantine so that people can like watch shows together without physically being together. Okay. So we did like stuff like that. Like it was just, and we had these moments where we would like send the Instagram, like the bomb videos where you
oh my God, yes.
Where
Love
it's
those.
basically like Snapchat and you send like little naughty videos photos and videos back and forth. And so we would do that kind of a lot. But I'm always very clear with like trying to read the temperature of the room and be like, so are we dating? Do you want to have sex? Like, what is this? And he was always very much, which should have been the first red flag. He kept telling me that we couldn't physically meet up because I was like, if you want to like meet up for like a hike and we'll wear masks, like whatever. But like, I would like to physically see you at some point. Sure. And he kept being like, well, I can't because my roommate keeps telling me that like, he doesn't want me going out. He doesn't want me seeing anybody. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I was trying to be respectful of that. Then eventually like it became more and more sexual and I was like, okay, well, can we just like fuck? Like what's the deal? Like what, like I need to know what this is. And he kept telling me he didn't want it to be just sex. He wanted to date me. He really liked me. He enjoyed talking to me. He's never enjoyed talking to somebody as much as he enjoys talking to me. Like all the shit you want to hear, Right. And then eventually I ended up having like a really rough night that I like kind of needed somebody. Sure. And so I like tried to call him that night and be like, I'm so sorry to unload this on you, but like it's just been a really like crazy hectic night, and like I need somebody right now. And like we've been talking for a couple months now that like I just figured, why don't you be this person for me? And he, or at least see if you could be. And he was just like, I had a rough day. I had a rough day, and I didn't get the job that I wanted, and so like I can't be here for you right now because like I'm having my own shit. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And then like,
So mean.
it was mean. And then so that kind of wrapped up. And then a couple days later, I text him and I was like, hey, so I just wanted to check in because I know you had a rough day, even though I think my day was a little rougher. I know you had a rough day, and I just want to see how you're doing. And didn't respond to me. And so I was like, what the fuck? And then the next morning, I text him again. I was like, I'm sure you're just busy. I'm sure it's been a rough week. I just wanted to see if you were okay. Then finally he texts me back. He's like, yeah, I realized, I am okay. Or I'm just trying to figure my shit out right now. I think I might have to move back to New York because, I can't find a job, and rent in LA is really expensive, and I might have to move back in with my parents back on the East Coast. And so I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, so I guess this is not going anywhere. And he was like, yeah, no, I just need to figure my shit out. I was like, okay, I get it. I can respect that. So then over the summer, we started sending like naughty videos back and forth.
Yeah.
And then he was like, so I didn't end up going to New York, and I'm in LA. And I got a new apartment. I don't have a roommate, so that's not an issue anymore. So like now you can actually come over and we can actually meet each other and have like sex like for real and not just on Instagram. And I was like, oh, okay. So like this is actually going somewhere. And then I was like, okay, well, tell me when. And then he was like, how about next Thursday? I was like, okay, let's do next Thursday. And so next Wednesday comes, and I'm like, hey, are we still on for tomorrow? And then he's like, oh, I think I might have to push back because it's just been a really busy week. And I'm just like, dude, like what? Like if you're not interested in me, like just tell me.
This has been multiple times now.
At this point, it's been the same fucking thing. And like, I feel like an idiot because you keep telling me you want more and we're not getting there. And then, so then that weekend, I ended up sending him like some naughty videos. Like I like was like, I'm just gonna like spice things up again, and maybe then we will at least just fuck this weekend.
Yeah.
Never heard. He read it because you can see on Instagram when it says seen. Read it. Never heard from him. Nothing. Have not heard from him since then. So he's probably still here in LA. But like literally, try texting him like just to like be like, what the fuck happened?
That's
like,
so fucking weird.
And just like mean.
Yeah.
And then there was this other guy that I think you actually might know from AB that I did that I've known for a couple of years that I thought was really cute, that I've seen on Bumble a couple of times, that now I think we either play for both teams or we've switched teams at this point. And I decided to take a shot and ask him out.
Yeah.
And so I asked him out, but I did it via Instagram. And then I was like, hey, and it was really just like a, hey, how do you feel about grabbing drinks sometime? Reddit never texts me back. I hate when guys do. I hate when you can see that they read the messages and then they just don't text back.
Yeah, and it's just like, I do that though sometimes.
That's so mean.
I do when I'm like not down. Like if I'm not down, like or if you did something to piss me off, I'll hit you with a red receipt and just let it be.
I understand when you're sending a message to be like, you've pissed me off. I want.
But I've never like hit someone. I have ghosted. Have you ghosted before?
I don't think I've ghosted. No, I don't think so. I will break up with you. I will be like, this no longer serves me. I can't do this anymore. I don't think I've ever really ghosted anybody, TBH.
Well, actually, that's a lie. I have once. I did once. It just got to be too needy.
I probably should ghost people, though.
You said what?
I said I probably should ghost people because sometimes they are very needy, but then I'll like keep going and I'm probably that asshole that like keeps leading you on.
Have you been ghosted ever since then? I feel like I've been ghosted like 2 or 3 times in my life. But I feel like it's a lot of times like guys that are like, I feel like everyone's really cool on like and really like ballsy behind their computer or their texting.
Oh yeah, they have.
And then like you get there in person and they're a completely different human, and I'm like, what?
Use your words.
Like me?
No, the guys.
Oh,
when you're on dates.
Me too, because I like couldn't come up with anything. But like, it's just like, why are you so weird now when you weren't weird then? Like, what's happening?
It's just this thing where like you can hide behind a screen and be whoever you want, but then like you just don't know how to be that person in real life because that's probably either not who you are or you're not confident in who you are. It's annoying. I don't like when guys are like have some conviction in who you are.
No, 100%. And I feel like too, like sometimes I feel like I'm more of to like a few people, it's been more of like not like a fantasy, but like kind of. And like then once it's happened, it's like, okay,
done.
Like this happened. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they're like really like it's almost, I don't know. It's like, oh, like I've wanted to like hang out with you for forever, or like especially people that I went to like high school or college with.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, and then nothing happens. Not that I'm looking for a relationship, but I'm just looking for like, hey, it was fine. Like, see ya.
Just
next
like
time
some closure to like wrap it up. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, it's just weird. It's really weird.
No, I don't ghost people. I don't think ghosting is good. I probably shouldn't be ghosting, but I should probably be clearer with breaking up with people more than I actually am.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm getting better at. I just don't like hurting well, that's not true. I was going to say I don't like hurting anybody's feelings. I don't like doing it. No. Oh, you know what I do though? I think we've kind of touched on this on the show in the past. I have ghosted like friends where like there will be a point with like a certain friendship where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. Unfollow. I don't need this in my life anymore. And I know some people get upset. So more than it is with guys, it's more of like in friendships where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. This is a little too draining for me and I'm done.
Yeah.
I did that recently. Yeah.
It's honestly, I feel like ghosting doesn't even bother me as much except for that one kid, like it bothered me. But like other than that, it's like, cool, if that's what you needed to do, that's what you needed to do. Like no answer is an answer also. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people dwell on that, but also like,
it's a cowardly thing and it's a reflection of them and not you.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. 100%. But yeah, ghosts are real. People.
Ghosts are real.
They exist.
And they usually have small dicks.
Usually. Sometimes they don't, but usually.
Do you have any Halloween plans?
Oh, yeah, I do.
What do you do?
My friend's having, I feel like it's so different. Like the coasts do everything so differently.
Yeah.
So I was with all my girlfriends and they were talking about their Halloween plans and they were like, you know, do you celebrate Halloween? I'm like, oh, do I celebrate Halloween? Hell yeah. So I like pulled up all my old like Halloween photos and they're like horrified because it's like, I'm in a fucking leather bodysuit and tights. Like it's slutty. And I was like trying to tell my mom that without being like, I dress like a slut. And my mom was like, oh, I was a Playboy bunny, like in college. She's like, no, like that's the time. Like do it. Like don't be disrespectful, but like it's fine. Which I knew it was fine, but like, you know. So the girls in New York are all like horrified by my outfits. And they're like, oh, no, that's not how we do Halloween in New York. Like, that's not how we do Halloween in New York. And I'm like, how do you do Halloween? And they're like, oh, no, like if you dress like something funny or like it's really cold here. Like people don't go out like half naked. And I was like, okay, just ruined some of my plans. But sure, let me find an outfit. So I got like a onesie, like a pajama onesie that's a skeleton. And your face. And I'm gonna just like unzip it like to like here and do like a cute like push-up bra situation. Okay. And then do my makeup cute. And like I have some of these like,
so you're gonna be a skeleton.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be a skeleton. And my friend's having like a rooftop party.
Fun.
And that's what it is. So I'm like excited to see kind of how New York does
Halloween. I feel like New York goes like above and beyond with like their costumes where like LA just does like as little as possible to show as much skin as possible.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate.
Because everyone here just wants to like show off their abs and be like, I'm hot.
Yeah. No, I get that. But it was just like weird when they're like, no, don't wear that. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb. And I'm like,
that's the point. I want to stand out like a sore thumb. I want my tits out.
What are your plans?
I don't think I'm doing anything exciting. I think my stepsister and my cousin and my brother are coming over, and I know I got a ticket to watch the Hocus Pocus reunion the night before, so we're gonna do that. But then I think they're gonna end up, according to my mom, they're gonna end up spending the weekend at my place, and so I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for letting me know. So
heads up.
I'm gonna be hosting them this weekend.
I like that. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I was like, I'll make some of my Halloween cocktails, but they're none of them are of drinking age.
So you'll get wasted, and they can take.
I'm like, here's my key. Go
trick or treat. Here you go. I love that.
I don't remember the last time I even went trick or treating.
Me either.
I would love to like go man trick or treating.
Right? That'd be so fun. Bumble should do something like that.
Bumble should do something like that. I tried to talk to Bumble about doing something like that with us this year, but maybe 2021.
You know, they'll come. They'll come around.
They'll come around.
They always do.
They always do. So what lesson would you say you've learned, the biggest lesson you've learned through either ghosting somebody or being ghosted?
I think the biggest lesson I've learned through being ghosted is like, there's always a reason.
Yeah.
There's always a reason. And like, you don't, and that's not up to you to like, you know, it's not on you and it shouldn't stress you out to know the reason, but just know there's always a reason somebody does it. And it's not like a reflection on, well, that's a lie. Typically it's not a reflection on you, but like some people are fucking weird and you just let them go. But I would say normally it's a reflection on the person who's ghosting you. Like there's something going on. Either they have a girlfriend or they're embarrassed of something that they did or whatever. And that happens, you know? And
they're usually just too cowardly to have the conversation with you.
Right. No, 100%.
Like it's 100%. Okay to be like, I didn't feel it. You can say there was no spark. You can say, you know, I didn't really jive, or right now I need to focus on other things. Like,
right.
Just, I don't know.
I also think if you like nicely say like, hey, I just don't think that I'm in the place for this right now, but I would love to be friends. Like people will get it. They'll get the hint. Like,
yeah. I don't want to be friends with people I date though.
No, but if you say that, like, hey, it'd be cool if we just like chill, like you're never going to actually chill.
No. It's just a nice way to be like, I don't want to fuck you.
Right. Exactly.
One thing that I did this year that I really liked that I think more people need to be doing, and I have it hung up on my refrigerator, is I made a list. Instead of doing like new year, new me, here's my resolution, I made lists. And so I did one that's 2020 boundaries, 2020 goals, and 2020, I think the last one, was shit I want to let go of. And then
I like
I
that.
burned it.
Okay.
But so in the boundaries, I think number one is saying I'm not going to chase guys that don't seem to be into me anymore or don't seem to be into me at all. And I think it's because like when we get ghosted, we often want to know what that answer is. Like, why did you, what was it? Was it me? Was I not attractive enough? Was I not good enough? Did I do something wrong? Did you notice the zit on my lip that I was trying to hide with concealer that you ended up seeing and now you hate me? Which it never is. The guys never notice the pimple.
No, and also I think it's being more secure, like having more like self-confidence so that if it does happen, like who fucking cares? Move on to the next. Like don't waste time.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's a bad communicator. You don't want that type of energy in your life anyway.
Right. 100%.
So yeah, it's not a reflection of them. It's a reflection. Oh, sorry. It's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. But there is some sort of mirroring where you need to realize maybe why do I need to know this answer? Why do I need to know why they ghosted me? Why do I need to stalk him and his ex in order to find out why he doesn't love me?
Like 100%.
I had one friend who which I thought was really crazy. And I tried to tell her it was really crazy, but like she ended up like befriending her ex's ex. And then like the ex like ended up stalking him to find out that he had a new girlfriend, and then she ended up contacting her and being like, oh my god, this guy's crazy, you need to break up with him. And then they would like talk about like, it just seemed really unhealthy. They would like talk about how toxic this man was that they've both slept with, and I'm like, this just doesn't seem healthy, you guys. So we need to tone down
so sometimes it is you if you get ghosted.
Sometimes it is you. That's the lesson. Rarely. But rarely, but sometimes.
Like ghosts are real, psychopaths are real, crazy bitches are real.
And slutty costumes.
And it's Halloween every day.
Yeah. All right, Boo. Where can people follow you, keep up with you? Do you have anything you want to pimp out?
I'm single. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm single. I'm ready to mingle.
Put myself out. No. You can follow me on all socials at Abigail _AF.
Do you have new merch
I'm working
coming?
on some new sweatshirt stuff to come out in November. I took a break when I moved to New York, so working on that now, and that's really it for now. Come visit me at Dr. Laser.
Love it.
On the coast.
Are they all open now?
We are open in Los Angeles in 3 locations: Orange County, Santa Monica, Manhattan Beach, and then we're open in New York.
Love it.
Yes.
All right, guys, you can follow me at Just Plain Zack. I have my new fall and festive AF cocktail guide, which
Those look so good.
now.
Sorry to cut you off. They look so good. I saw them this morning and I was like, oh my God.
And I did them all myself. Like those, like they're not stock photos. Like we made them all in my kitchen. They're shot all at my apartment building. Like it's like I feel like really proud of myself. I'm like, wow, I feel like a professional. But so I have fun cocktails for Halloween, fun cocktails for election night, fun cocktails for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Everything that you're gonna need. They're easy cocktails. They're not like Martha Stewart, 15 ingredients and like, you know, a 48-hour prep time. You can make them all same day. They're super easy, minimal ingredients, no sugar. So like, you know, you're not gonna be hungover the next day. And they're fun and they're cute and they're pretty. So go and download the guide at theadultingpodcast.com. And yeah, follow me at Just Plain Zack because I still want validation and I love validation and I want it all.
100%.
All right, guys, until next time.
We'll be #adulting.